Hello and welcome to this very quick but very important training session on the ultimate simple and profitable business model. It's something I rediscovered actually, and it really has given me the impetus to get this out to more people. So just bear with me for a little bit of time and I'll take you through the basics of this model. As I said, it was actually, I came across this again almost by accident. I was doing research for an email training presentation quite recently for one of my programs, and I was reminded of this really powerful business model. And there are only 3 steps to it, and it's simple and quick to run. The best news about it though is it's strategically sound. The older I get, the more people I deal with, the more clients I have, it's got to be simple. We try and complicate things with ridiculous funnels and sequences and automations, but actually the best businesses run by the biggest companies are strategically sound and the simple. And the other thing about this is it's an evergreen system, so it's not a fad, it's not something that's a hack or a loophole. It's going to be around forever. So it's really important that it fits these 2 criteria. So going back to email, which is where this started off, and email is an important part of this, I'll tell you that now. When I was looking at some email routines that different businesses and types of businesses have, I was reminded that the old rules were that sort of e-com and retailers used to mail once a week, some just monthly still. So that's definitely not enough. The more expert businesses, the coaching type businesses, they mail 1 to 3 times a week, and quite often that depends on what they're pushing at the time or if there's something big in the market. But the big move in the last couple of years has been that everyone now is a much higher frequency, and the inbox is pretty crowded. But email has not decreased in importance, and it's also crucially not decreased in effectiveness for the ones that are doing it right. I know when I talk about email, the first thing people say is, oh God, what am I going to write about? What am I going to say? Trust me, with things like my content system and the 10x matrix, you're never short of things to say. You could send 7 or 8 emails a day, to be honest. Now, looking at some people in the marketplace, looking at some clothing retailers, Uniqlo came up as someone who's in my inbox just about every day. I mean, they have a lot of things to talk about with new products, their range of products, seasonal stuff, what their best sellers are, what's coming up now, what's the latest licensing, what's the latest film related t-shirt collection that they have, etc. So it's easier for Uniqlo. But actually, somebody who's much less high interest category, an online butcher, and they're mailing every day as well. This was just again a snapshot from a few months ago, and these guys at Pharmason are literally mailing every single day and finding stuff to say about their different types of meat, whether it be chicken or sirloin steaks or pies or staples or lamb. They really have got something to say, and it's all littered with good offers, big headline price decreases. So there's quite a lot that these guys can say as well. But the main types of emails I want to talk about now are first of all, the expert or coaching business type emails. And quite often that's the infotainment model. It's entertaining, it shows off their expertise and skills, and it's friendly. But one of the secrets is it transitions into an offer, and it's always with the goal of selling something. So no matter how fun and entertaining it is, there's always a sale. Now, one of the best in the business is a guy called Tony Shepherd. He's based in the UK as well, by chance, but it's an international world that we live in. And he specializes in fun stories. I mean, look at some of these things. How to earn a living from your tattoos. High as a kite man tries to steal monkey. The real origins of fried chicken. Big and wobbly and not in a good way. So you can see they're very clickable headlines. You want to see what's happening. And he is always entertaining as well. Here's one example of an email he sent about the Fonz from the Happy Days TV series back in the day. And he talks about, I'm not going to go through the whole email, but basically talks about how the original health and safety people didn't like him looking like a hoodlum in a leather jacket, and he actually had to wear a grey cagoule, as we call it, or in the UK, a grey wind cheater jacket, possibly the most uncool thing in the history of the world. And they talk about how he got round this with the success of the program. But then what Tony does is he segues into it nicely, transitions with the line, P.S. here is something that is genuinely cool though. That's a good, nice, simple line. And he talks about a bunch of products that he's selling some rights to sell. But he's a smart guy, Tony, but he also runs a monthly $27 membership containing different information products. You know, he's got a few hundred subscribers, and just from that alone, he's earning 6 figures a year. So that's one example of somebody who's doing a very simple, entertaining yet sales model at the same time. Another guy who you may have heard about is Ben Settle, who really started off the 1 email a day type of model that a lot of people are now talking about more. And it's the one I push myself. And just by chance, in the period I was looking at to research, that Ben actually did a promo and he sent 16 emails in 5 days. So that's more than 3 a day, which is quite incredible. But again, he keeps it interesting, and he doesn't just write about something he's got to sell and a discount. He always leads with benefits and interesting headlines. The productivity secret. He writes about the error of his ways, and everyone likes to read about what people do wrong. How to write fast and stuff. Best kind of music to create content to. So it's interesting stuff. But Ben really is the master at this, and he takes the model to new heights because he promotes his monthly $97 print newsletter. So it's a membership in effect, a subscription newsletter. He's got 800 subscribers, more than 800 subscribers at any one time typically. And quick maths on that, that's $1 million a year just from sending daily emails, which he says he can write in under 15 minutes. I mean, he's good at it. It'll probably take most people a bit longer than 15 minutes, but certainly not hours. And he rakes in 6 figures. Quick look at Ben's opt-in page. Nice headline. There's a lot there about why you should sign up to his list, and that's all he wants people to do. If you go down the page, which again I won't do now, but it's at bensettle.com, you can go down, you'll see that he has got 3 or 4 different opt-in boxes at different points on the page. He's got testimonials, and he also gives a sample of his newsletter. That's his lead magnet, because for most email driven businesses you need a lead magnet first, then you need the daily emails, and you need something that's continuity based. I'm giving things away already here, aren't I? But that's he is the master at this model. Another one that I noticed was Men Newsletter, which actually started off as dating tips, because I used to be in the dating market a few years back, and I was always checking out who else was doing interesting stuff as a marketer. And this guy Ryan, he's now moved away from dating into this sort of big 3 market, you know, the health, wealth, and relationships, which is where the big numbers and the big money are, quite frankly. And he's a good writer again, lots of different email triggers there. Things like why women don't respect men in 2020, you know, I suppose you've got clickbait, but if you're a man, you probably want to read that, to be honest. I would. So he has a nice system going. That's his sign up page at mennewsletter.com. And that's a positioning now very much. It's not just dating, it's tips and advice from men who want to live audaciously. So all across that spectrum, as I mentioned now. Little side note on this is at the bottom of every email, as well as the main thrust promotion bit of entertainment he does every day, he's also got some evergreen offers which he lists at the bottom. He calls it his recommended books. And then he's always got a step 2, which is get our books to build your freedom business. So he's pushing a sort of lifestyle business type thing there as well. The main thing is that all of these are lead magnets or ways into somebody else's affiliate program. So I know that one there is an investment newsletter. The Side Hustle Bible is the James Altucher newsletter. And then you've got things like Soulmate Sequence. He's still doing the dating thing, Healthy to 120. So sort of generic sort of anti-aging, live long and healthy type message. And the Golden Year Blueprint, which I presume is about life planning, that kind of thing. So again, he's got a system. He knows what he does, and he works the system. And I've been on his list for nearly 5 years, and he's been doing it. So this is definitely a model that really works. The last one I was looking at, Ramit Sethi, Success Triggers launch that he did recently. He was doing a few different types. Interestingly, he did a part 1 of 3, a part 2 of 3, a part 3 of 3. And that's a very good way to get people to keep opening your emails and reading what you're saying. People like closure. So if you say that something is part 1 and you see that, you're very likely to keep going to part 2 and 3, assuming it's good content, of course, and it's vaguely interesting. So what he does, he opens with that pure content, and then he moves into the offer, and he starts using things that are command-driven, almost NLP type stuff. He uses here words like use, master, try, the truth, and then he's really been pushing on that last day, probably 3 or 4 emails in that last 24 hours. Right, so the second one, if you don't think you can do an email a day, always not lost. It's my Slacker combo method, which also works, and that's 3 or 4 emails a week. And one way of doing it to give value, because you've got to give value to get people to open your emails, is a roundup of news in the market, a roundup of good articles that other people write, etc. So that is a bit like a news curation service. You maybe do the top 5 articles of the week, and people get some value from that. You're doing the research for them. Then the key, you do the special offer that you're pushing that week, and then the next day you do that special offer follow-up. So it could be messages like closing soon, limited time, bonuses disappearing, price going up, that kind of thing. And then if you want to take it to 4 emails a week, you can publish one of your articles and link to it. And again, you don't have to write anything. You could use some licensed articles, or PLR, what you want to call it, something that you can use as your own, maybe rewrite a little bit, but it's very much your own article. So that is very little work. You can probably see that. You can probably pay somebody else, very cheap outsourcer, to get the best stories in the market for the week, or use something like Feedly to collate it for you. So that is a great one. If you're short of time, you can do that in a couple of hours a week. No joke. But what they have in common, both the email a day method and the Slacker combo, is it's a reason for getting opened and getting your offer in front of your readers. That's what it's all about. It's email. It's not just to entertain or to teach. It's to get people to see your stuff. So the simple model that I mentioned, the 3 parts, it is the lead magnet, the reason for people to engage with you in the first place. Then they get onto your email list and you send the regular emails according to that schedule. And then the final bit, most important of all really, is promoting your own membership or your own continuity program, because that's where the big bucks and the regular income lie. If you can do those 3 things, you can make 7 figures just like Ben Settle. Absolutely. The actual system itself, the only things you probably need to run it from, assuming that you don't have a list already, or a big list anyway, is you can do a 15-minute a day content program. And I talk about how you can do that in some of my other trainings. And also the $5 a day evergreen ad campaign, which is again something that I teach. These are great ways of doing it. You don't have to spend any more than that, but using like Facebook and retargeting and YouTube and or the Google Display Network whatever combination that you feel comfortable with. You can do this and put a consistent number of people into your email list where you then keep promoting the membership program. So as I said, the key is having your own membership, and that's actually easy. You can have one up in 60 minutes. I kid you not, I've proven that before. I have more training that shows you how to do this, and I'd like you to see that, frankly, and I'll give you a link to that in a minute, because I've now got 4 member or continuity sites, as one of them is a software driven site. I don't produce any original content for 3 of the sites, but I assure the content is great stuff and it's top quality. That's one of my secrets, that I can use brandable content and put it together in such a way and package it that people really value it. So Daily Content Club is one of mine, superlink.me is another one. And there is no shortage of content, I assure you. One of my superpowers, if you like, is licensing. And I know exactly where to look for premium, top quality, ready-made content that works great in a membership site. Here's just one of the places that I use. And if you want a checklist as a lead magnet, there's 161 of them available on this site. There's a couple of examples there. Positive parenting. If that's your market, you want to help people become better parents, then that's a great start. Criticism, why it hurts and what to do about it. Fantastic. If that's your place in self-development, marvelous, great start. But again, that's just 2 of 161. They also have hundreds of reports and ebooks and worksheets and assessments and quizzes, anything. And there's a lot more than that kicking around too, trust me. So if you want to find out more and see my other training about the 60-minute membership, visit the site below, which is publishingtips.com/60m, and that will take you straight to the next training video, which I hope you enjoy, and thanks for your time.